All right, everybody. Welcome to week four. That means that we are starting with new content this week. So we're going to be moving into new areas, starting on new things. For debate, real quickly, I just want to kind of tell you guys, this is going to be a lot of analysis type things, responses. Not terribly different from what we've done the last few weeks, so it shouldn't be too difficult or that much of a transition. But for both debate and psychology classes, what's very important to remember is that everything from here on out is a required grade. What that means is that if you don't do any of these things, then at the end of the six weeks, you'll get what's called an incomplete. But in order to get credit for this class, which is big for you seniors, you've got to do the work that we send out. Now, I know some of you are having difficulties getting the information in and those kind of things. Please, if you cannot do Schoology, like it just does not work, you don't have Wi-Fi, you don't have access at home, let me know so that I can let an admin know or a counselor know, and we can try to help you out with that. We can get you paper copies or whatever is needed. That being said, everything that we're doing this week is, whether it's debate or psychology, there is a low-tech option. So for debate, I know a lot of you have had trouble with videos, getting them to upload. So I'm giving you the option, instead of giving an actual speech, you can write a similar length paper. It wouldn't be anything super long. I think 5 to 7 paragraphs versus 2 to 3 minutes for the video. So now, real quickly, I'm going to go through kind of what it is. So I'll let you know for debate, you guys are going to read a couple of articles. These two articles are regarding the dropping out of Bernie Sanders from the presidential election of 2020. And your response to that is going to be giving some comments or questions on the weekly discussion board that will be posted. It'll be listed as AHL Week 4 discussion. So AHL Week 4 discussion. Session 2, this part for debate is going to be using those two articles that you've done. Write a 5 to 7 paragraph analysis or a 2 to 3 minute video response to what you think Sanders' decision will mean for the 2020 election. So essentially what that means is your big two are going to be Trump versus Biden. Do you think that changes things? Does that mean, who do you think has the better shot, Trump or Biden? Who do you think Bernie voters are going to go to? What do you think they're going to do? Those kind of things. Okay. For debate, we'll get into you guys. Sorry, that was debate. For psychology, real quickly, we'll kind of go through your thing. I will be submitting to you guys screencasts of lessons. I'm going to kind of go through the lessons in a video format. I am not certain at this time if you're going to be able to see those videos. So what I've done is everything that I say in the videos over and above the notes that are on the screen, I have typed them into a PDF PowerPoint presentation. So you should still be able to access that. If you've been able to access articles that are in PDFs as attachments, that'll be there. So you don't have to watch the video if you don't want to. You can simply read the notes to glean the information that you need. Now, we are starting a new unit on developmental psychology, which is a very, very important unit. It's also a big unit. It's probably the biggest that we've got, so trying to cram everything into 1 week on that is a little bit rough, but it's got to be done. So the first part is the same thing. You're going to have an AHL Week 4 discussion board. Any questions or comments that you have, anything that you want to throw out there, go ahead and do that, and then put it into that discussion board. And then when we have our Zoom meeting, if you want to drop in on that on Thursday at 1:30 to ask any of those questions or see what I have in response to those questions, that would be great. Now, your actual assignment for this week. Now, again, for both debate and for psychology, you'll have one assignment a week, maybe two. This week, to start off with, it's just going to be one assignment that is a graded assignment. Now, for debate, it's your 2 to 3 minute speech or your 5 to 7 paragraph response to the two articles. For psychology, you're going to create a developmental timeline of your life. I call it timeline of me. What I'm looking for here is 10 developmental changes. 10 developmental changes that you've experienced in your life. Now, those developmental changes can be physical, psychological, mental, developmental, anything that you've done that's development. So when did you learn to walk? What was your first word? How old were you? Who was your first best friend and how old were you when you had them? Learning to drive a car could be a developmental thing. We know that's at 16, but at the same time, that's a developmental thing. When did you get your cell phone? When did you get social media? All of these are developmental things because they're dealing with either social development or psychological or physical development of you. Really open-ended on how you want to do this. If you want to do super creative video presentation, great, go for it. I am not grading on creativity. I'm grading on content on this. So if you simply draw a line on a sheet of paper and say, I was born here, I did this, 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 and this, up to my 10 things, that's fine too. Just, I want the content. So that's really what I'm looking for on that. So if you have any questions about that, please shoot me an email or anything, and I'll try to address that. The last thing I want to say on any of these assignments, whether it's debate or psychology, is this. We as teachers are going to employ as much grace as we can. That means that do not be freaked out about what is your grade point average going to be and what are you going to do on this. I am going to extend as much grace as possible. Turning in your assignments is a big part of that. Like completing things is a huge part. Completing it where you did more than just born, like do something else. Like doing a little bit more, adding a little bit more to it is always good. If I tell you to do 10 things and you do 7, you're not going to get full credit for that. Okay. So that's basically it. And if you have any questions throughout the week, please do not hesitate to shoot me a message in Schoology. Or if you want to wait until Thursday when we do Zoom, pop in on the Zoom and we'll talk then. So bye guys. Have a great week.